What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Just wanted to give you all an update. I've been telling you I was gonna go live for a while, so man, life is a crazy thing, right? Life is a crazy thing. So right now I'm out in California. I made it. Last time we talked, I was out in Oregon, and we're at this house right here. We're in Huntington Beach. So I'm just gonna take you guys out and check out the ocean. We got into an interesting situation with giving somebody a cigarette, which ended up right on the beach here. That's how long it takes me to get to the ocean. Crazy. Fucking crazy. It's been a lot of fun, man. It's a fucking humbling experience to I had $30 in my pocket when I left, man. And I just couldn't take the situation that I was in, like I couldn't take destroying myself and living as a victim to my circumstances. And I had a lot of good circumstances coming up, so it felt like the natural time. Call it maybe divine timing. So I might sound like I'm sad, but it's just a weird feeling, man. Like, you kind of ask yourself, why did it take so long? Why did it take so long to live? To come see all this? It's beautiful. Been doing a lot of things, like got a bike out here. Been biking like 5 miles a day. Just explore and get into it. Jesus. Fucking climbing the mountain here. Now we just climbed the mountain so we can knock that off the bucket list. But this is where I watch my sunset, right here. It's so pretty when it does it too. It's just pink and out there, man. It's fucking just the open sea. It's beautiful. Fucking dude that I met out here, that is the reason. He's like my guru. Kind of been teaching me a lot of things, and he's really connected. If anybody doesn't know, I've been talking to Daylight from Battle Rap. He's like a really woke battle rapper, so me and him get along. Conspiracy theories. And I don't know, man. I've been doing a lot of thinking. It's weird to be on your own. Not that I wasn't on my own before. It's just, it feels different when you're so far from home. You only got one life. You only got one life. And you know what? I was killing myself. My health probably still isn't the greatest. But you know what? Scars heal stronger. You have more potential than you know. You can do anything you put your mind to. This life wasn't made to serve people. To go to a job that you don't love. Where people annoy you. Just to get through. At the end of your life, they say that they'll give you a few years to retire, which also doesn't happen all the time now. It's a sad world, man. And you know what? That's one thing that's weird, is being out here. It just feels like a douchey thing. Like, there's people hurting. There's people hungry in the world. And here I am, in the most beautiful place, one of them at least, not the, but one of the most beautiful places on earth. And, you know, not that I'm complaining. Not that I'm complaining. I'm fully thankful. This is such a blessing. And, you know, the one thing that I learned doing this is that life will take care of you, man. Don't worry about the idea that you can't do anything that you want, man. Don't be scared. Like, I was scared for so long. Like, how much money do you have to get before it's time, you know, to change or do whatever you want to do, to leave that job, to sell the car before it breaks down and get a new one, and all these things we put off, you know. It's like, it's never too late to start living your life right now. See, that's what old people get to, and that's why they're wise, you know what I mean? You get to 60, 70 years old, and you go, fuck, man, I ain't got much time left. And then that's when you're supposed to live, when you're broke down and hurting. Like, not that it's bad, but it's not. You should spend your whole life just alive. Your job should be to make people happy, to make the world a better place, to make yourself happy. We need to take advantage of what we have in life, you know. And people don't believe in themselves enough. I went through that when I started music, you know, like,
am I good enough? Is it good?
Well, maybe it wasn't, maybe it is. Who cares? I heard once, put 10 years into anything. You could fold paper airplanes and put the videos on YouTube. And in 10 years, if people are watching you on YouTube fold paper airplanes, you're going to be rich doing it. You're going to be the paper airplane guy. And everybody's going to love you. And they're going to talk about you. You're going to have 1 million followers, and like, how did I do this from folding fucking paper airplanes? This is fucking crazy. But you can do anything. You can do anything. You don't have to just go to work. That's the fucking catch of this game, is that maybe you're supposed to live, but we spend so much time not alive, you know? You need to know we're living in hell. We're living in a form of video game or simulation, and this is hell. This is the worst part of it. This is the worst part of what they call this game life, you know? Life hurts. Most of life is just getting through the struggles and getting through the pain to get those momentary pieces of bliss. It's not the way that we're supposed to live. You know, people can do that. They can just have a normal 9 to 5, and I'm not saying that's not good, you know what I mean? For me, it's just not for me, you know? It's not enough. To me, it was always helping people. It was always being charitable. It was always looking around at people hurting and hungry and going, why aren't we using what we have efficiently? Why don't we use our irrigation and create agriculture everywhere? Like, why do we have these fake lines that just separate us? Like, what's the difference after this line? This line's right here in the sand, and if I cross it, all of a sudden, I'm in another, what's called a country, and those people are opposing me. This is a system. This is a leaderboard. This is people trying to play Pac-Man in a game that's not made like that. We're the blueberry. We need to fight for the blueberry, because this is all ours, and we're not taking care of it, you know? It's just ridiculous. It's fucking a beautiful thing, life is. I've lost so much fear since I decided to leave, you know? Like, life will take care of you. You don't know how it'll happen, you know? Like, oh, somebody's just gonna come along and, you know? Yes, the people that are supposed to be in your life will come along. I'm on this very beach right now, staying right there, because of a cigarette. The guy asked me for a cigarette. We started talking, and he needed help moving. And everything that I priorly asked for in a video, like I needed a storage unit and did all these things because I brought everything down like it all happened. And now I sold my quad down here and invested in my CDs and getting real physical copies and blah blah. Gonna start selling them here in California, and I got a job as a stagehand. I did the Gabriel Iglesias concert the other night, and basically setting up sound equipment and stuff like that as a stagehand. So now on top of everything, I get to go backstage and see how everything's set up and be around all those people, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I know that. I know this is a blessing. I know it is. It's just, sometimes it's hard to accept your blessings. Sometimes you don't feel worth like anything. You just feel like you take shit all the time, and it's like, do I even deserve to be happy? And then we kick ourselves in the dick, pretending like we didn't. But we did. We get to these high places in life, you know, where we're making enough money, where we're happy, in love, all these things. Then we go, you know what? Hold on. We never think this, but we're like, hey, hold on. This is crazy. I could lose all this. Fuck that. Kick myself in the dick. This is bullshit. And then you just fall. And that's the ebb and flow of life. Is fall and rise. But if you look at a chart or a graph, you know, like up and down, the stock goes. But what happens if it doesn't have to be so high anymore? It doesn't have to be these high highs and these low lows. You could be up here, way high, and it's more like this. The lows aren't so low, and the highs are much higher all the time. And, you know, you just have to recognize it. You have to know what you do to yourself. You have to accept yourself. You have to know that we're our own worst enemy. People say it all the time. We know that, but we don't embrace it. We don't learn from it. We don't cheat the system or hack the system by knowing that we're always going to trip ourselves, and just really so we can feel good. That's how we feel good. Without black, you wouldn't know white. You have to have both to have good. That's why, though there is evil in the world, without it, good would be less beautiful, or maybe non-existent. The only thing that humans have that the rest of the animal kingdom doesn't is create an ingenuity. And those are the things that we need to embrace, because all of you have beautiful ideas, and they might seem crazy, but they also might be the very thing that saves the world. About 4 years ago, I'll tell you a funny story. About 4 years ago, I was smoking weed, man, and out of a gravity bong. And when you do a gravity bong, you take water, and you hold the pressure, and then you lift it. So my first thought was, well, the water seems to go down kind of far. What if we did this big, you know, we had big domes and we just lifted it, lower the ocean a lot, it would do something. And if there is that, the ice caps are melting, and, you know, we might flood someday, that maybe we should just lift the water out. But then I got deeper, and I also worked in the cannabis industry for a long time, and what I learned there is when you're growing plants in a hydroponic system, you start to get these different kinds of algae. And some of it's beneficial and helps the plant grow. Some of it actually kills the plant and suffocates it. So when you have heavy metals that are coming out of Fukushima and these radiations that go into the water, it makes the algae become that oxygen killing type of algae, and that's what this red algae is. You know, it's suffocating the ocean. The fish are literally literally being suffocated. Anyways, the point there is when you lift it up, since I knew that you could grow beneficial algae, and when you get that red algae, what you do is you put in hydrogen peroxide, because hydrogen peroxide is one extra oxygen molecule. So if something's being suffocated, you just give it more oxygen, and H2O2 or hydrogen peroxide, its stability isn't long, so it ends up going back into the water and just becoming water in about 3 days. And we can grow that out of these domes because it's basically a hydroponic system. And so I was like, we could grow beneficial algae out of it and then farm it, pump the hydrogen peroxide back into the water, over oxygenate the oceans, and the red algae would slowly die. And it's all self-sustaining because it's grown in that system. You could have a factory, a refinement factory, making it right there and pushing it right back into the water. Now the last part of it is when you take in water and stuff like that, you can filter it. So these radiations, they can be completely filtered. It doesn't have to be like this. So you just put a reverse osmosis filter at the top of these things and you're sucking in, double filtering it by when it comes in, and then when you push it out, you're taking the radiation out, you're over oxygenating the water, you're killing the red algae and making beneficial algae. All from a gravity bong. All from a gravity bong. And the point I was making is, like, you all have beautiful ideas. You all have things to contribute. Nobody's gone through the same shit. We're all different people. And we act like that's a bad thing, but it's not. Because even though I might not agree with you, I need you. Otherwise, my beauty is less bright. Because we'd all be the same. We'd all just be, say, a monkey or, a lizard with different colors and stuff. But we have creativity. We need to use that. We really need to understand that we're all unique people, and even the worst people need love. And most times, the reason they're evil is because they never had it. That's why that saying, the ones that are hardest to love usually need it the most. Something like that. But the world doesn't like that. The world likes what's easy. The other thing I found about life is we operate a lot on magnets. When you are with somebody and it feels so right and you just fall headfirst in love, a lot of times it comes crashing down. Just like a magnet. If you let a magnet go, sometimes if the magnet's big enough, it can be so strong that it crashes into itself and then it breaks. And it's no longer a functioning magnet. Though on the other side, when you have two magnets opposing each other, they're trying to fight away. Yet if you push them together, they still can go. And they go to a moment where they can no longer function pushing just straight in, and they have to flip. They have to flip. Otherwise, the force becomes too strong and they will oppose. And it always flips. And then they ease into each other and they hold together forever. Unbreakable. Almost one magnet. It's very interesting, And this is everything. It's everything. This is law of attraction. This is everything in life. This is all your electronics. This is magnets. This is your love. This is everything that you do is a magnet. We operate the same way. The point there is, if something's easy, you have to be afraid of it. If something feels too right, it probably is. Though, most times when something feels wrong, we run. But if we stay around long enough to understand that thing, or take vegetables. When you're a kid, you don't like vegetables, but vegetables are very good for you. Then you get older, slowly but surely, the bond between you and a vegetable becomes easier, and you begin to like the taste. And then the nutrients that it has in it might be the very thing that hold you together with the vegetable. Then by the time you're an old man, all you're eating is fucking cabbage. Sheesh. Well, goddamn. Just need to understand it and just manipulate it. Always go for the things that are hard, because there's things to learn. There's a lot to learn in the unknown. You can't be scared of the darkness. The light is easier to live in. It's warmer, it's brighter, it's beautiful. But you have to know darkness to truly understand the light. You have to be a light in the darkness, because the light shines most bright in the darkness. And that's what this is. I was at my darkest time, didn't know if I was even going to live. But you know what? I kept going. And I said, fuck this, dude, I'm not going to die. I knew it was either die, either because this is a fake game, and if you make the choice to just continue to destroy yourself, you will finally destroy yourself. You will. You'll get there. I said, fuck that. It might be hard, but I don't know. And I went. I left for California with $30 in my pocket and all my belongings, with nowhere to put it. Knowing full well I'm going to LA with lots of people who steal and all this shit. And I'm far too trusting, far too loving. So I knew I could be taken advantage of, but can't let that bother you. I knew God would take care of me. It's like that one verse he says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of darkness, I know you're with me. I can confirm that, man. I can definitely confirm that. God's with you. God's with you, watching, hurt by the things that are going on in life. God loves everyone. God isn't letting this happen. God's experiencing it happen, because we are free. We're free to do whatever we want. We can destroy this earth, or we can fucking embrace and love it. We can stand, or we can watch it burn. It's getting to the point when it's too late. It really is. It's not too late, and it's not some conspiracy theory, but it is getting to that point where something has to be done now. The world is far too filled with dumb shit. We need to stop fucking killing the earth. We know it's dying. We need to stop killing people. We need to stop fucking fueling wars with money. Everybody in this fucking place, this fucking blueberry, there's enough room right now. We're getting to the technological point where we can go other places. There's no excuse. There's no fucking excuse for this. This is evil people. Because evil people naturally are usually in a position to take advantage, right? More often. They're the ones that wouldn't care if you were hurt so that they gained. So doesn't it feel natural that they'd be the ones at the top? Of course they are. They'll do anything. They'll kill their own family to get to where they need to be. Good has to become strong. The light has to become strong. The light has to start warming the earth, or it's gonna die. Just like anybody out there, if you feel like